3, 2, 1, 0. Ignition. Liftoff of the Falcon 9.
Did you see the launch?
Dude, I did. I was out here just doing some stuff, taking care of my nephew and watching the thing. I tried to see if
What's up, everybody? Thanks for stopping by the Broskiedoodles podcast. Today we have a fun-filled, packed episode for you, so stay tuned. Check it out. Let me know what you think in the comments below.
Stuff is happening.
You chilling?
I'm chilling, man. I'm just really pretty tired. Last night I was watching some Netflix documentaries, and then all of a sudden I had plans that I didn't know of.
You mean with your girl and shit?
Yeah. Here I am just thinking, oh, what a chill day. I'm gonna be chilling, and
we ended up
elbow deep
Jaeger
in
bombs.
Yeah, we ended up elbow deep in some Jaeger bombs. No.
You went to like a bar and shit?
No. It was family.
Okay.
Just like a family house.
Right.
We were chilling.
That's still always fun.
Started watching a really funny show, Space Force.
I've heard of it in HBO, right?
I think Netflix, but Steve Carell's a beast mode. But it just got me thinking a lot about the launch with SpaceX and all that stuff. So it's pretty cool. It was really fun.
Isn't on that show also Hugh Laurie, I think?
Actors' names are really hard for me. I just
the guy from Dr. House.
Like House himself?
Yeah, House himself. No.
I didn't see him in the episodes that I was in.
Maybe I'm thinking of another. There's a space one. I think maybe on Netflix that has Hugh Laurie which is Dr. House himself. All right. Well, in any case, talking about SpaceX, did you see the launch?
Dude, I did. I was out here just doing some stuff, taking care of my nephew and watching the thing. I tried to see if we could see it. Apparently from Florida, you have like this radius map that you can technically see it, but I don't know. There's a building in front of me, so it's hard to look that direction.
Man, I'm telling you, bro, this shit made me feel. And I think it's fucked up that we have like so many issues in the world right now. The coronavirus, you got the racial issues in the U.S. And I think this news kind of went unnoticed. When in fact, this is like, you know what I mean? Like, this is huge, bro. So I, it's fucked. I was just looking at, they tried to first do this launch in 2006. That's 14 years ago.
Through Elon Musk's SpaceX?
Yeah,
program?
yeah, correct. So there was a first launch, which was on 2006, and it ended in failure less than a minute into the flight because of a fuel line leak and subsequent fire. So yeah, there's been like actually a few attempts.
Yeah. I did hear about the attempt in that week. We were supposed to launch on Wednesday. Weather didn't permit it, and then all of a sudden on Friday, we did the launch or something like that. I know it was definitely launched on Friday, but I think it was the day before that weather wasn't permitting, and it wasn't. I mean, everywhere in Florida was getting pounded, and then
pounded in what sense?
In rain and in
okay.
Cloud. It just weather conditions didn't permit for the launch. But you know what is crazy is that I was seeing that this is the first time in almost 10 years that we have sent anybody human in a rocket into space. I didn't know that.
I mean, either.
I thought astronauts were just going all the time, but no. Apparently, it's more cargo. They're all like self-automated trips. You know what I mean? Like controlled.
That's
from
crazy
ground.
though. For some reason, I would have thought that in the last 10 years we would have sent people up there. I don't want to get political. I heard. I don't know where I read it. I might be talking shit, but I heard that since Obama got in office, the way that he took care of like the budget for NASA was in a specific way that didn't allow for really people, launches to go. And since Trump got in office, he made it easier for that. Again, I don't want to get into like some political shit because I don't really care for one side or the other. But that is something that's interesting to look at, because NASA depends on the budget that that the government gives, and a lot of times this budget depends on what the government can get out of it. Mm-hmm. So when we went to the moon in 1969, we were like in a little Cold War with Russia, and Russia was the first country to send someone into orbit, send the first person to do like a roundabout in space. And the whole scary thing about that time is they had nuclear weapons, mm-hmm. but it was so far to get them to a place. I mean, still today, you can't get nuclear weapons from like North Korea to the U.S. But they were thinking that if you could go to space, that could shorten the distance. So they were scared because of it, and they put all this budget to get to the moon and all this thing. And so a lot of scientists, it's not just me, a lot of scientists recognize that what drives the government to put enough budget on these space programs is whenever they feel there might be a threat. So, or there's a financial benefit they can get out of, which I don't know. In this case, it might be the case that they're like, oh fuck. Well, the reason why this happened is because it's privately owned.
That's why I was gonna go. Like, so the what is so historical about this SpaceX launch is that NASA, since that time, has never had the funding like it had back then to go to the moon. And so, which I kind of have just a sidebar. I don't know if we really went or not. I want to say we did. They're like owning that they did, but whatever. Maybe that's a different podcast. I'm not versed enough on the conspiracy, but no, they didn't have the same amount of funding as they have now, right? And by dipping into the private sector or having private sector partners, Boeing, SpaceX, and all the other people, because SpaceX is just like the space Uber, right? That's what it is. They are the ones that develop the rockets, the transportation, the safety measures, everything, and NASA can focus on the space development, the research on the ISS and International Space Station, and beyond. So, it relieves them a little bit, and also opens up a little bit of a capitalistic
private sector, right?
Well, but what I'm saying is like competition, because right now we would be paying Russia somewhere close to $88 million per seat to send someone to the space station, and I think SpaceX came in at like 55 or something like that, because they're the ones that are developing this reusable technology.
I can't believe that we're at the stage in 2020 where if it wasn't for Elon Musk, who's not even American, at least born, he's from South Africa, that we would have to pay and ask Russia to go to like space. Like, you would think in 2020 we would own that motherfucker. That's crazy. But yeah, it's funny because you have like this private sector now with Elon Musk. If I'm not mistaken, on this trip, maybe I am mistaken, but was it the case that the two of the people that went were actually like customers, or they were astronauts?
The ones now?
Yeah.
Doug Hurley and Bob, no sé qué, whatever his name is. They were on the last mission to go up. I think that. Mm-hmm. I think they were the ones they were the last people to go up into space from U.S., right?
Okay, so they're not customers.
No. They're NASA. I mean, they're astronauts, but they're
astronauts.
They're not,
okay,
they're not customers.
But I'm guessing the whole point of this is to eventually like charge people and take them up there and like fucking
commercialize space.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I mean, that's I think the whole point of it.
I think that is going to drive. That's what's going to drive profits in the industry. So you're going to be able to commercialize space travel and have people experience this. I mean, they're talking about having Tom Cruise shoot a movie on the ISS, which, of course, right?
I mean, who else, right? Who else?
Who else?
It has to be Tom Cruise, Mr. Mission Impossible, and it has to be him as well because he's Scientology, So,
dude, we should do a podcast. I want to do a podcast on that. I know
we definitely do.
The risks involved, but I used to live in Clearwater, and I had so much influence. Scientology's headquarters is in Clearwater, so
you know, like when you used to tell me like, yo, Clearwater is a nice place in Florida where you could move to, I was like, all right. And I've been like obsessed with the Scientology shit. I've read and saw everything about it just because I think it's so insane. And then I was researching Clearwater because I was like, yo, this is a nice place to live in and shit. And then I'm like, yo, why is it that when I search for this, I get all this Scientology stuff? And then I found out this shit is like the headquarters in like the southeast or maybe the whole U.S. right?
The whole
like
world. It's the international.
The whole world.
I mean, you have to see the building. I don't want to get too off topic, but you have to see this. Like the whole downtown Clearwater is Scientology.
Have
you ever seen House of Wax? You ever seen House of Wax?
No.
It's basically a movie.
I know what it is. It's like a museum, right, with people.
Yeah, I mean, it was a terrible movie, but I guess what I'm saying is that the whole town looked fake. It looked like that's what when you're going downtown Clearwater, you're like, everybody's in like these perfectly pressed outfits. I get off topic, but let's save it for the next one. But
let's save it. But that definitely told me you should stay away from Clearwater because those people are crazy. But so you're talking about Tom Cruise making a movie in the International Space Station.
Yeah, but what really gets me strange to think about that is that the International Space Station isn't going to last after 2026, 2028. They actually deem the International Space Station unsafe after that amount of time. It's this enormous piece of hardware orbiting the Earth, like I think 90 times a day. It's doing something stupid. It's faster than it's faster than a bullet going around and around and around the Earth, like 90 times a day. And it is eventually going to be deemed unsafe, and they have to bring it all down.
Right. That shit ain't going to be brought down.
Oh, well, because it's different parts. You have the Chinese part.
Oh, you mean because but why would it be unsafe? Just because it's been being getting the beat for too long and
getting the beat,
getting all beat,
getting the beat down. No, I mean think about it. There's space debris. There's rocks.
Right.
They're just like smashing it. The speed itself, the propulsion. I mean, it's kind of gravity fed in a way. I think this is the
all of it is at this stage. That shit is in orbit on its own.
Mm-hmm.
Because in space, as soon as you put the speed outside the space, then that's it. It stays on that speed, and the Earth keeps on just
keeps it
bringing
out
it.
Yeah, which is crazy.
That's
I mean,
crazy.
I think that's an awesome feat. But yeah,
because you pretty much you get it out there and it's sort of like free. It's gonna go around the world for free.
Kind of like those little tops that like when you hit it, just the momentum just keeps it going.
Yeah, it's crazy. Style. That's how they have like thousands, I think even millions of satellites around the world ongoing. Okay, going back to SpaceX. So this is definitely gonna bring money to this industry, which I love because this is gonna actually make it possible for people to travel and for more space exploration to be done. This was actually the 9th launch. It was Falcon 9, and it launched from Cape Canaveral. A lot of the previous ones were launched from other places. This one was launched from Cape Canaveral in Florida, U.S., which is very, I don't know. I used to go there when I was younger to the space park or museum there, Cape Canaveral Space Station,
JFK Kennedy Space Center. Yeah,
and that shit is fucking cool as fuck, man.
Yeah. It's funny. I went to a wedding in middle Florida, up there. Mm-hmm. And I think we were so close to the space station. I was like, you know what? Why don't we go? I literally went in December. It was right after Christmas. I went to the space station or to the Kennedy Space Center, and dude, they've really upped everything since I remember a 4th grade field trip.
Yeah. When I went, that shit was like new. So it was very simple. I would assume that shit is insane now.
Yeah, the buy-in is like $50 to get it there, and then if you want to like go into anti-gravity, because they have an anti-gravity chamber there, I think it's like another $160.
Fuck out of here.
And if you want to do like the the G-force testing that the astronauts have to do. That's another, you know what I mean? It's all business, which, hey,
Yeah, it's all money,
it.
but that's cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's not Disney. So, take it for what it's
Man, I don't want to talk shit about Disney, bro, but last time I was there, I was like, fuck, man. I think it would be cheaper just to go to the moon. This motherfucker.
You would probably be right.
Bro, that shit is getting expensive. Yo, let me tell you a little bit about SpaceX. SpaceX stands for Space Exploration Technologies Corporation, and they trade on the stock market as SpaceX. It's an American aerospace manufacturer and space transportation services company, headquartered in California, and it was founded in 2002 by Elon Musk with the goal of reducing space transportation costs and enable the colonization of Mars. This is so weird. Just like at the end of it all, and this is all to reduce space transportation and take over the world, and take over the universe, and kill all the aliens out there. It's just, and this guy's been the CEO since 2002. So this motherfucker, he has this little company as a side project.
Right. No, he's quite an incredible person, man. I mean, and like I was mentioning, it's a little weird, right? Like he's got an awkward aura about him, but then you look at all of his accomplishments and it's pretty impressive. When I was watching an interview with him, he's like, how did this relationship with NASA begin? He goes, well, I just, remember watching a launch, and I just thought, man, like, I really just want to go to, why can't we go to Mars? And just like that, SpaceX was born. He's like, it's like, so it for him, or I guess for these really smart intelligent people, yeah, they almost forget about what is probably going to be very difficult or impossible. Yeah, no limits. And I got to respect that for the guy, he wants to I think his first thing is that he was actually trying to buy ICBMs, which are basically the vessel in which you carry nuclear bombs. He was like, I was trying to buy ICBMs from Russia, and I was thinking how I can put a greenhouse on Mars, but Russia didn't want to sell it to me or something. They didn't want to sell you a nuclear weapon vessel bomb,
After a while, I thought it might have been, not frowned upon by the U.S. government. So I just decided to maybe not go that route. But who the fuck knows? Yeah, this guy doesn't give a fuck, man. He has another company called Boring. Yeah, it's called Boring, where he does flamethrowers and shit. Man, I'm so glad we live in an existence where people like this actually exist. Because who the fuck else is going to drive the world forward? It's people like this. And thankfully they have good intentions. Or we at least think so. Because if they wanted to be a villain, they could just be a fucking villain.
Yeah.
And fuck it all up.
They definitely have the resources.
Do you think, because it does seem like in our timeline, right? In our generation, we might be able to have the opportunity to just pay and go to the fucking, go to space or even to the moon, or even to Mars. Fuck. I mean, the way technology is moving these days is incredible. It's too fast. Do you see yourself as someone that would take that adventure and go to space on a travel agency trip, that you got with your girlfriend a year ahead and you pay with your credit card?
Oh yeah, well, as of right now, I don't think I have the credit limit to pay for a space trip. A couple million bucks is a
But I mean,
far cry from.
Think about it this way: when planes started in the 1940s and 60s, it was super expensive. Only rich people, actors used it. Nowadays, you can get a ticket for $20 standing up in a Spirit airline piece of shit. So that's kind of what's gonna happen with this. It's gonna come to the point where you can pay it with a credit in 3 years and shit, right? So it ain't gonna be cheap, but it's gonna be okay, you could put yourself in debt and do it. Do you see yourself as the type of personality that would go to? Because I don't see myself doing that shit. I'm hell to the fuck no.
No.
I mean, it would have to be.
Would you go into orbit at least?
Well,
I go into
this
orbit.
is the way I see it. Like, I'm not gonna be the first girl that gets a boob job, right? I want to wait until the technology it's been used for a while, where you're like, all right, so nobody dying anymore with this shit. All right, let's try it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it has to be like super safe. Do you see yourself more like eased into the thought of doing that?
Oh yeah. No, I mean, I'm a risk taker. I mean, you know, my family always calls me, you know, I'm accident prone, right? Like, I mean, so it would be my luck to go up and have part of the station or part of the vessel like just pop off on me. But no, I don't wish that upon anybody. I do see myself as a person who would take that trip. If I had the means, I would. Hell yeah. Nothing would make me happier than to see our world just outside of a window, bro. What
While you jerk off.
Yeah, I mean, sure, why not?
That's gotta be so weird, bro.
That's gonna be weird. I mean, it's like catching a fly out of the air, right? Like you gotta be like, oh shit.
Yeah, like it's you're gonna see this shit. Like,
no,
I mean, there's gotta be parameters over there for that type of shit. Like everybody, you know, like they gotta tell the astronauts, like, hey, don't be jerking off, you know, or use this to jerk because you don't want to clog the you know, what I mean, you don't want to clog the arteries of the space station with all your jizz. But
the the suits that they use though are from my understanding super difficult to get in and out of. I mean, you're just gonna, you know, have a hard time doing that. So
well, but once you're in the space station, you see people like they take all that shit off and then they're like in normal clothes.
Yeah, that's true.
But it's still a mission though. I mean, that you're in a fucking metal box going at 3 times the speed of sound, right? While you gotta tie yourself up to like a chair and take a shit in a 40-year-old metal box, because this shit is pretty old too, right?
Oh yeah, no, it's pretty old. I mean, they what was it that I think in the 90s? This part I didn't go too far, but whatever. The station's been up there for quite some time. Actually.
I got you. The International Space Station. And to think about the fact that these motherfuckers actually docked in, bro, because people think when you see this shit happen, people might think like, oh, they're just flying in this stationary world and they're gonna attach to this thing, right? Mm-hmm. But no, bro, this thing is fucking going around the earth at thousands and thousands. Yo, this is a speed, let's see, speed on orbit, 7.6 kilometers per second.
7,000 kilometers per second, right? Which turns into like...
No, I don't know. No. It's 7 kilometers per second. Which I think is like 7,000 kilometers per hour.
4.7 miles a second. So 7 makes sense. Yeah, you're right.
Okay.
Sorry.
So
4.7
that's crazy.
miles per second. Jesus. So that orbits the world at least a couple times a day.
Yeah. And okay, so here it says it was between 5 agencies or countries, right? You have NASA, Roscosmos, which is Russia, JAXA, Japan, ESA, which is Europe, and CSA, which is Canada. The ownership established by intergovernmental treaties. I want to know the date.
Oh, 2000. I got it right here. It was launched into space in 1998, and it was occupied and has been occupied since 2000, November 2000. So literally, there's always somebody up there.
Right, it's like you gotta take care of, like a little security guard. Galaxy. Bro.
And the freeze-dried ice cream.
Bro, imagine you being the only motherfucker up there. Like,
that would be really weird.
Going around the earth. Like, what type of, like, intellectual thoughts will go into your brain? Like, you know what I mean? Like, like, you think about all the problems in the world, like racism and corruption and just evil. It just looks so small and absurd when you're, like, looking at this majestic blue marble while smoking a joint from the International Space Station.
At that point, I think it would be like you couldn't do what, because space is a vacuum. There's no way to like light a flame. Right?
Yeah, dude, but you keep forgetting, bro. They're not in fucking space. They're inside the station. Inside the station, they have an atmosphere that they create. Otherwise, they would die.
But is the atmosphere good enough for a flame, or are they pumping oxygen and then as soon as you light the flame, you fucking explode the shit? Like you have to. I just wonder. I'm sure there's either one of the two or something.
Yeah. I'm here talking with too much ownership. Like I know what the fuck I'm saying.
Yeah, like the flux capacitor is the one that's regulating the oxygen for the.
Yo, Steven, come on, bro. I mean, you would know this, right? Inside there, they keep this minimum capacity orbit where they're able to smoke joints whenever they want and it won't explode. Come on, this is normal NASA parameters.
Oh shoot, dude!
They have a special section, the jointometer.
The joint.
the joint
chamber. The joint chamber.
You put the mask on.
So like, it's not a hot box though, right? Like, can you like open the window and like ash?
Yeah. What it do?
No, yeah. I mean, dude, but that in itself, experiencing that outside, that in itself's gotta get some people really like that. That's euphoric, bro. Like, I don't know.
I mean, if you want to motivate me, show me a video of Elon Musk smoking a JJ.
On the JRE.
On the JFK, actually, on the ISS.
On the ISS.
Fuck. Yeah, if I fuck up the letters there, this shit might mean something else. But you know what I mean? Like, if you see Elon Musk on the new space station, because I want a new one. This old fucking space station.
They are making the Starship.
Oh, they're making the Starship. Okay.
I swear to God.
The Starship.
They call it the Starship, dude.
It's gonna be the best Starship ever built. It's gonna be the best. I know the best people.
Tremendous feat.
All right, bro. I think that might be a wrap.
I think, yeah. No, I mean, I can keep on talking about this, but this is gonna run out.
No, but we shouldn't. By the way, we're coming up with some pretty interesting episodes in the next few weeks, man. Some sick shit. So be aware. On this side is Kiko Flow from Europe, sending you my vibes to all you Broskiedoodles out there feeling confused about your sexuality and shit. We got you.
Stevie D right here, just trying to make it out here. I got nothing. I just like giving a calm, more proper look on things. Yeah,
all right,
the
mate.
yin and yang.
All right, mate. Take care, mate. Peace.
Hey guys, thanks for stopping by the Broskiedoodles podcast today. We hope you had a lot of fun listening to it. We had a lot of fun recording it. If you like what you heard, go ahead and smash that like button and hit us up on all of our social handles. Leave us a comment so we can talk to you online and figure out what else to talk about online. So, yeah.